The flames brought families to their knees. The loss of so many scarred Boyertown forever. 2008 brings with it the anniversary of the worst day in the history of Boyertown, the day the Rhoads Opera House burned. WZAR has been following many of the events relating to the 100th anniversary, and WFMZ Channel 69 produced a great way to tie it all up. Jackie Ferris of WFMZ had been working with her crew and many historians in the area to produce a documentary on the tragedy called The Rhoads Opera House Fire: The Legacy of a Tragedy. The project is scheduled to air on WFMZ on January 13th, but the station allowed the Historical Society to show it twice on Sunday, January 6th, a week before the anniversary. The small museum was packed with curious people, some new to the story of the fire, and many with deep previous knowledge of the event. Jackie, her crew, and those familiar with the history have spent the last year putting the project together, and we're proud to present it to those who have been looking forward to it so much.
Fathers, mothers, children, entire families were wiped out. Boyertown was a booming area that was just crippled by this fire, and in the end it was a catalyst to change fire safety laws across the nation. So people, today, you and I are benefiting from the unknowingly from the sacrifice that the 170 souls unknowingly gave.
The documentary will play on WFMZ at the same time of the performance in 1908 at 8 o'clock on January 13th. DVDs will also be available. More information can be found on WFMZ.com. As the days lead closer to the anniversary, the Historical Society also organized a reception to honor and recognize the descendants of those who survived the fire. Some key speakers were highlighted and given the opportunity to explain their research, such as the location of grave sites of those killed by the fire, and further details of other descendants of those affected by the disaster. Many thanks were given to author Mary Jane Schneider, who was present, who wrote the Midwinter Morning series. This series about the fire was used widely when researching the topic. State Representative David Kessler was also present to pass a resolution to honor the important date, allowing it to be placed in the archives of the House of Representatives. The exhibit was also open and will remain open for several days to come. Those dates are available on the community calendar at WZARtv.com. 100 years means different technology, different safety laws, and different generations. No one still lives who survived the fire that raged for 7 hours, killing 170 of the 308 people who attended that night. The facts of the fire will always be known, being among the 10 most fatal building fires in the United States, killing nearly 10% of the population of Boyertown. But the horror of that night still lives deep in many people's minds who will pass on the story for years to come. Zachary Reinert, WZAR Internet News.